I'm having a lot of fun figuring out this tool wall. It's a lot more exciting for me than doing housework. These are the Musky de Provence pumpkins that Angus and his friend helped me to harvest because they're pretty big. Angus noticed that most of them, the stems were disintegrating, either dried out or rotting, so they needed to come out even though some of them were still a bit green. These ones are the smallest ones and they're still pretty decent sized. And this is the biggest one here. I don't know how heavy it is, we haven't tried to weigh it, but Angus had to help me lift it because it's that heavy, or lift it / roll it up here on the deck under the table. Yep, they are very hefty. They've started to get more brown since they've been sitting here, so that's interesting. There are just 2 more left in the alcove over here that still have green stems, although probably not for too much longer. They're still pretty green. This one's getting a little bit more colour on its side, a tiny bit. It's pretty wet at the moment because we've had rain today. Hey guys, welcome to Wild Hope Homestead. I have been continuing work on the garage when I can in bits and pieces, and there's still a ways to go, but it's actually starting to look like a nice garage now. It's actually starting to be somewhere where I want to spend time, and as I go I've been able to do bits and pieces a lot better, being able to find tools even though I haven't got them all hung up yet. Being able to find things better already makes things a lot faster. I've managed to clear one of the boxes that had tools and stuff sitting in it down there. And the pegboard is underway, but I need pegs. Where did I leave off? Oh yeah, so Steve pointed out that I needed the pegboard away from the wall a little bit after I had just got it all sorted out and screwed on the wall and feeling very pleased with myself. I'd forgotten that it needs to have space behind it for the pegs to be able to stick in there. So, something to remember if you're doing a pegboard wall. If you're doing it over an existing wall lining of some kind, you need spaces. So I found a piece of timber 10 millimetres thick that I had left over from another project, which was just perfect for me to cut squares to go behind all the screws and hold the pegboard onto the wall, leaving a 10 millimetre or 1 centimetre gap for the pegs to be able to fit behind the pegboard. Originally, what I really wanted to do, and possibly still want to do for a tool wall, is a French cleat system, where you have timber, kind of horizontal timber pieces that you attach to the wall that have it's hard to explain without showing a picture, but you make it so that there's kind of a slot It's kind of like a timber hooking system, so whatever little timber holders or cubes or stands, shelves, little shelves for big like power tools and things to sit on or in, they can hook over the horizontal timber pieces attached to the wall. So, you know, you could, if you have like say a circular saw, you could make a box or a shelf, little shelf for that would hook over the timber rail on the wall. And so you can slide them along and move them and put them where you want and kind of custom make it to fit whatever kind of tools you've got. And so I quite like that idea, but we really just need to get something done now so we can get our tools up and organised. And I quite like the pegboard system. It's a lot easier. You can buy the pegboard. You can cut the sheets to fit the size area where you want. You don't have to figure out a whole lot of fiddly slots and measurements for each kind of tool. And it's very flexible as well, so you can put the hooks where you want and move them around. I'd bought 2 sets of peg hooks already, thankfully, to be able to check how they worked on the wall before I got too many more. So we've got 2 10mm long double hooks which fit some of the saws on there nicely, or I've got one that's got clamps, the small clamps on it at the moment, and it fits those quite nicely. And we've got a set of half size 50mm hooks, which I've got a long clamp sitting on there, since I don't know what happened to the other one, but that's on there for now, and it can just fit 2 hammers on one of the 50mm hooks. And so I've been trying to figure out, I've been laying the tools out and having a look at what we've got, trying to figure out what sort of hooks and holders we need to be able to fit all the tools on here, or all the tools that I want on here, which is a bit of figuring, but what I kind of realised is it would be a good idea to have spares anyway, because we're bound to change things over time. Like I take photos or video and see what we've put where, and so I can repeat that at our new place. And it just means it's very flexible. We can change as they go, figuring out where to put things. So it's kind of what position you want them in, whether you want things to be out of reach of small children, like saws or whatever, or hand hammers, or what things you use more frequently, and then what sort of hooks they fit on. So some tools can fit on multiple kinds of hooks and hangers, and so being able to just get a sort of a bit of a collection going and figure out what works the best would be a good idea. You've kind of just got to start somewhere. And I've been cleaning up around the workbench. We have our workshop vacuum, which has been indispensable and makes it a lot more fun to be able to tidy and clean as I go. So I've been vacuuming everything, using the little circular brush a lot to be able to clean all like the shelves on the workbench and the floors, cleaning off the parts themselves, because things get so dusty and dirty in here, especially with all the spiders we have. There's 2 things we do really well around here in this climate, this area: grow weeds and grow spiders. So the spiders make a huge mess, but we're getting there. And so I'm trying to figure out, I had these old spice shelves which I'm going to try and use for something on the pegboard wall, maybe, at least one of them. I've got 2 of those. We've got one of these shelves up here that I've put screws on, and then we had another one, a second one, which I've put over this side, which is probably going to hold some of the things like adhesives and wall fillers, gap fillers, I don't know, those sorts of things that I don't want children to reach. So that's quite good, having 2 of those, kind of symmetrical. Whoops, it's a bit dark over there. Oh yes, so I got rid of 2 old cupboards that were sitting up the back here. Steve got a load off to the dump, and I really just wanted to get rid of those. It was one of the main things, so that's good. they were actually probably old cupboards from our kitchen. They were the same kind of style and colour as this big wall cabinet, which, yeah, I guess would have been the old kitchen cupboards from the house, which are quite old, but this one's staying here for now because there are things we need to store in it. But it was good to get rid of these ones. They didn't even have a lot stored in them. It was just too hard to get them out with all the other stuff around them. So now that those are gone, I will hopefully soon be able to enact my plan. After I finish lining that wall, I just realised I need to get some more plasterboard. Of having a timber wall, so we've got up to the ceiling in this patch here, and then a shorter patch here under the window. So I've got my chicken shelves over there, and I left this shelf with camping gear and stuff. I purposely pulled that out further from the wall because I want the timber shelf to be able to have as much space as possible. I can't remember what the length is from here over here. It won't fit. It won't fit all the lengths of timber that we have, the longer ones, but it's more than 2.4 metres anyway. So that will be good. I just have to shuffle around some of these pieces, line the wall, and figure out pieces of timber I need to make the timber shelf. So it's taking a while to get everything sorted in here, but it's so much better already. We just got stalled by too much stuff in here and time spent doing other things. I guess we should have tried to sort it out sooner, but when we came here there was really no storage. Like, the walls weren't lined except for the thin timber veneer ply stuff that's on part of some of the walls. There was only one shelf, which is this one up behind me, which wasn't over there. It's above the freezers now, so it's quite good over there, but that was actually on where the tall wall is now. The trouble with that shelf is it's quite long and the shelves are not very high, but it's sort of deep, so it stuck out a bit and you're quite limited on what you could fit on there because the shelves aren't very high. I think it was probably more of like a document shelf fitting A4 sized papers and stuff on there. It just didn't work very well over here, especially when I wanted to have more space for tools and things. Other than that, in the old kitchen cabinet and cupboards, there was no storage in here of any kind, anything other than just various nails on the wall and that one nail hanger, which wasn't very well spaced out up there. So when you kind of have a pretty blank canvas, it's hard to know where to put everything, how to fit everything in, because this is, other than the potting shed, this is our only outside storage space. So it's trying to fit in the workspace and tools area and the freezers, which keep increasing in number, and the chicken storage area and cages, then all the other stuff, camping gear, big things, materials. Yes, there's a screw up there. And then the bikes and kids' toys and stuff. So there's a lot of different areas that we're trying to fit into one space. And so I really have to think about how to maximise the space, which is something I've gotten better at in the garden by looking at what space we have, and in the house as well, figuring out what we have and how to fit it in. It's something I quite enjoy doing, but it's also quite tiring, spending a lot of time thinking about it and researching what sort of products I can buy to fit things in, or what I can make, or how I can use what we've got. It's just kind of unfortunate that it's getting all nicely sorted now when we're getting ready to move, but reasons for doing it, still doing it. Obviously we want the place to look tidy and well organised for selling the property. Two, we're still doing bits and pieces, definitely doing a lot of things using tools, so I want to be able to find what I need when I need it without spending time looking for things. I want it nicely organised for us now, even if we may not have much longer here. 3, it's really good to figure out what you've got, get a good stock take on what we've got and be able to see what we've got and what it fits in, and have storage things that different kinds of tools and pieces fit in well for moving. So, you know, both for whether transport or for when we get to our new place, if we've got things that we know the tools fit well in, or bits and pieces of equipment fit well in or on, then we can have those in there, storage things, or know what we need to assemble or buy or make to get those things up and stored again at our new place. That really helps, rather than just having stuff sitting around in boxes. Being able to see what kind of shelves all the screws and nails fit on as to what we might build or buy for our next place is good. And having all the peg hooks for the tools that we've got will be good, so even if we have to start again at our new place, we'll be ahead of the game already, so that's important as well. I've been making good progress on the garage, in particular the tool wall. I've got a bunch of different pegboard hooks, and now I'm figuring out some of the things I just put on there for now. I'm not in their proper places yet because I'm still figuring out exactly where to put everything, how to line everything up. But I have to say I am really enjoying doing this. I'm having a lot of fun figuring out this tool wall. It's a lot more exciting for me than doing housework, which also needs to be done, but I'm getting there. There are already some more pegs that I need, pegboard hooks that I need, but I'm getting an idea of what we've got and what I can fit on there. It's kind of like doing a puzzle. I don't know, some people wouldn't find it exciting, but I'm having a lot of fun. It's nice getting everything stored where we can see it, and we're going to know where everything is, and it's going to be easy to grab, and so that is rather exciting to me too. The windows really need cleaning, but Angus has been doing a great job with our fruit collector basket, rolling around, picking up all the veggies. So far I'm quite liking having my rulers and levels together over that side there. I'm trying to put things up high that I don't want Scarlett to get, so we've got the saws and various cutters and pliers, because she can do all sorts of things with those. We've only got 2 pliers holders at the moment, so I need to get some more of those. Mitre 10 didn't have any in stock, and Bunnings had some, but they looked like the thinner ones. The pegboard hooks, some are thicker than others. These ones came in a package from Mitre 10 that was an assortment. These are thinner diameter, but they work fine. Oh, never mind the line trimmer. They came in this assortment from Mitre 10, Crawford, 32-piece assortment. I've taken them all out except for these clips, but it had a range of some of these round ones, the smaller ones, some of these longer ones. These are, what are these? Those 75 millimeters, I think. And some of these ones with the longer, most of them go up on an angle, at least to some degree, so yep, that's the roundy ones. And then we have smaller ones, standard kind of ones that are good for a lot of tools, and there was one other size of those somewhere. I think I've used them all. There were some smaller round curve, what are they called? Probably like a J hook or something like that. And then these smaller ones up here. These ones seem to be good, even though they're the thinner diameter. The pits that hook in are a little bit different, like not on so much of an angle. So somehow they seem to sit in there nicely. Was that the right spot? No. These ones are good for screwdrivers and files. Some of the screwdrivers don't sit as well in them. These two here kind of rattle around a bit. So, but these ones fit really nicely. And then I got this spanner rack for spanners or wrenches. Angus put all those in order in there for me. And this is like flexible plastic, so it's pretty cool, so you can put them in there. And that's just hooked over a hook. Choose one that's got 2 prongs to make it more sturdy. That one cost a bit more, that was like $15, but it's transportable, so you can take it with you if you're working on things. And the only other option was a Pinnacle brand one, which kind of only fits on the Pinnacle boards. So that's kind of handy, that saves some space for those. Let's play with the tool wall a bit more. And then just when you think everything's going nicely, you find another square to fit on with the measuring tools.